today I'm going to show you how you can compress the golf ball, and believe it or not, it's probably easier than you think. I'm PGA teaching professional Todd Kolb, Director of Instruction for US Golf TV and the Sanford Power Golf Academy. And anytime we're hitting irons, we want to compress the golf ball. We want to take a divot. We want that divot to be in front of the golf ball. We want to launch it kind of low with some high trajectory so we have a nice, clean, crisp, solid shot. We're going to talk about that today. So let's dive right into this. Now, first thing you're going to do, when I talk about compressing the golf ball with a student, we've got to understand where our body and the club needs to be in order to do that. Compressing the golf ball is a byproduct, okay, of how the club is moving, which is a byproduct of how the body's moving. So you can try all you want. I'm going to compress the golf ball. I'm going to compress the golf ball. If your body's not moving correctly, the club's not going to be delivered correctly, you're never going to do it. So let's talk about how we can do that. So the first thing here is lots of times that I'm working with a student, I want them to have feedback. I want them to see what they're doing. Okay, you've heard the phrase feel versus real. So when I'm doing that, I use my live view. I got it in the face-on view here. I love this product because it literally is a live view. It shows the student exactly what they're doing. So when I'm working on compression, I got two lines right here. Okay, I got one line off my lead hip. I got one line off my trail hip. Now, first of all, here's where you want to get to. At impact, we want to have a little bit of forward shaft lean. Notice that. Notice how the handle worked towards the red line, see that? And we want our weight to be forward. So this is the position right here. This is the magic spot right here. I've got my weight forward. I've got a little bit of forward shaft lean. And from that spot there, I would compress the golf ball. So how are we going to get there? That's what you're thinking to yourself. That's why I tuned in, right? How do I get there? Well, here's what you're going to do. The first thing you got to do is you got to understand how to move your weight, your pressure on your feet. So when you're set in there, you know me if you've watched any of my videos, is I like a little bit of pressure or weight on the lead foot. So I'm left side heavy, lead side heavy. I'm going to bump and turn, and then in the transition, I've got to get to that front side. And I'm going to show you a couple drills to do that. So this would just be one of them. You can just rehearse this, okay? I like to grip the club with my trail hand. I put my left hand on my lead hip, okay? I turn and bump, and then I feel this just bumping right there. And now the reason I have my hand on my hip right here, see that? Is because that's where I want my attention to be, okay? Notice I'm just bumping right there. And I'll do a couple of those. I like to do 3 setters. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Okay, now I got the feel. Let me go ahead and hit a shot. Okay, that felt pretty solid, and I got a little bit into my lead hip. Now, I didn't plan on talking about this because I want to show you the next way to feel this, but I just noticed as I was watching the video, watch where the club goes when I bump that lead hip from down the line. Here I go. Let me do that again. Now this time I want you to watch the club, because remember how we talked about the club is going to react to the movement of the body. Okay? So, take it up. Now, watch, okay? Watch where that club goes when I bump my hip. Where does it go? You can see that it drops to the inside, okay? From here you can compress the golf ball. How many of you watching this video have ever watched your swing and you see this movement? Okay? Club goes out and across. Okay? Now when I do that, watch on live view. When I take my hip and I go backwards and pivot, where does the club go? It goes out. See where my hip goes? It goes away. Okay? I didn't even plan on talking about that today, but it was just so obvious as I was watching it on the screen here with the live view that I had to point it out. So, if you're slicing the golf ball, be a good place to look. Bump that hip a little bit. Okay? That'll drop that club down to the inside. So that would be the first way that I would work on that. Now, the second way that I would work on that is a little bit of what I call centered pivot. It's not necessarily a centered pivot. It's more upper body kind of centered. I don't know if I like that word centered pivot, but you'll get the idea. So I'm set in here. The other way I'll work on this is I'll just have the student, okay, take the club to the top, and I'll have them take their trail foot and just step it back a little bit. Because I want them to feel pivot and rotation without swaying or sliding. And this is a good way to do it. So I'll do a little 3-setter again. There's a little 1. There's a 2. There's a 3. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and hit a shot. Kind of replicate that feel. That felt pretty darn good there. Now, how about For my, as I like to call them, experienced golfers, not old golfers, experienced. How about for you? You might be thinking to yourself, okay, that's great, Todd, for somebody who's 25 or 26 and can pivot and move their hips and do all that. What about me? I'm 62, work in the office all day long. I can't move like that. Well, here's what you can do to still compress the golf ball. As a matter of fact, we developed a whole product line around this called vertical line swing, okay? That has to do with the direction that you swing the club, okay? Now, without diving crazy deep into this, I want you to feel when you swing it back that your lead arm takes the club more straight back and up versus in and deep, okay? Now, why is that? Okay, I'm going to share with you, I'm getting a little bit off topic. Sorry, I'm probably getting a little long-winded, but this stuff is important today. I'm going to show you why that works, okay? You've probably never seen this before. I want you to watch the club. When I swing this club on a vertical line, straight back and straight through, which you'll notice, you can see it even on live view, where that club hits the ground. It hits the ground right in the middle of my feet and a little bit forward. Okay, if I don't make any adjustment at all, but I start swinging the club more around my body, where does that club start hitting the ground? It's way back behind me. Okay? I can never compress the golf ball if the bottom of my swing is back here. Okay? So one way for older golfers, experienced golfers who lack mobility, bad back, bad knees, to compress the golf ball is to change the angle of their swing. It could be literally that simple. So this one, I'm going to get set in here, and I'm just going to swing my lead arm straight back and up, vertical line straight back up. Okay, that was definitely has some compression at the bottom. So if you want to hit quality golf shots, you got to compress the golf ball. Pivot. If you're slicing, feel the hip bump. If you're getting older, you don't have the mobility, get the vertical line swing. If you do these couple things, you'll start compressing the golf ball and definitely hit it more solid.